Chris, you here?
Oh, yeah, I'll be right now.
Uh, oh, hey, bud. What's up?
Hey, not
Can
much.
I come
Would you
in?
like to come in? Yeah,
Yeah,
isn't that cool? Doors automatically close. Alright,
fancy.
this is the
Not
factory,
really.
as you know.
Sweet.
Uh,
So,
currently in my office.
Bruce, thanks for setting up this interview. Uh, I am extremely excited for this interview because you haven't been around here for a while, and I'm ready to catch up on things with you. So,
Oh, yeah.
if you don't mind, I have like a set of like, what is this, like 21 or 22
So,
questions.
it's a gauntlet of questions.
Yeah, but I need to add on a couple because, obviously I have my own stuff. I've been asked a couple of things by like media and whatnot. So, first of all, I want to start off by asking if you're happy with the expansion of the industrial district and if you can elaborate on how that process works.
Uh, so I'm pretty happy with where we are right now. So there's not much expansion going on. But I will say that I am happy with how there's new buildings being put up. Like, for example, we've just put out a new coal plant over to your right. And so that's producing electricity now. It's safer. It's not as clean, but it's efficient. It's clean. Or not.
How do you
And
feel about the split of the Industrialist Party? Obviously it's splitting into the Industrialist Party and then the CC Party.
uh, I don't see much happening into it, but I think it's all right because, well, we need competing competitors. So that way there's an actual challenge to it.
You are the upcoming face of industrialism itself. Obviously, you fostered the industry wars of Old Sky City, and we're now coming into a new era where Bruce Incorporated Technology is leading and somewhat competing, somewhat allied with CC. So, how do you feel about CC overall as a company?
Well, I think it's all right that they're doing their thing. I don't really agree with some of their, you know, decisions, like about what they sell and what they promote. But I will say that it's not really my problem. They're not really a direct competitor. But I will say one of their workers was suspicious that I was putting one of their products in my drinks, which I obviously am not. And I don't think it's right to just take random buildings out of the blue. I'm pretty sure you did another interview with a man named Tyrant, and he talked about how he'd taken buildings in the city.
Yeah, that is true. I'll play the clip. CC's buildings are everywhere, left and right in downtown. How is that happening?
So yeah, we've got a very close partner that works in real estate, and he's given us properties at discounted prices, and we're getting a lot more money from our stocks of drugs and all that, selling drugs, vaults, and more. And yeah, we also branched off into Wi-Fi.
So in other words, how do you feel about your relations with the downtown area?
There's surprisingly, even with the ginormous downtown area, there's not really many people to do things with. I will say that there's some people that do buy things from me. Like, for example, actually, I shouldn't disclose my customer names. That wouldn't be very nice. But I think they're all right. They're nice people, and they're. It's not like they're knocking on my door, saying, "Get out of my city." It's not like that. They're nice people.
I know you said you can't say your customers, like your people specifically, but like, can you tell us about some of your like your partnerships, sponsorships? if there are any, of course.
Well, I remember we used to sponsor a few companies. Really, it was more like investing and maybe giving out a few drinks. But right now we don't have any sponsors or, you know. So right now we're just on our own at the moment. But we do have some ties with the new Falls End district. But right, and that's pretty chill. Like, you know, it's all right.
How do you feel about the brand new Ashland district in the Sky Confederation?
I don't really know much about that, so I can't answer you totally. But I think it might be all right to have any other district. I mean, we always need more opinions in the total voting thing for the government.
Same with Sky Military. How do you feel about military expansion in the city?
I don't think it's really necessary because it's not like we're gonna have another war unless people decide to break off. But I think it is good to have some security when if someone was to go haywire.
How do you feel about the Utopian Party of Sky City?
Um, I don't really see why they dislike me. I mean, if I know that one of the signs is anti-industrialization, anti-monopoly, but I don't see myself running a monopoly because anyone else can go around and start a business and do things that they want, and I'll let them build buildings in my district if they really wanted to. But the
Would
anti-industrialization, they say that I think what they mean is they don't want the expansion of more factories and jobs for, and also upcoming a new building for cheaper housing, like $2 or $3 per room, you know. So I don't see why they should dislike me, but I guess we can all hold our own beliefs.
On another note, tell us about how Bruce Incorporated has been providing jobs and more opportunities for people in the industrial downtown area.
So right now, making new jobs has been pretty slow. There's not many people really helping me because no one's really asked. There's a man named Ali. He runs the Falls End district. He's doing his own thing at the moment, so he's busy. But he's a friend, you know. So right now, our jobs consist of, let's say, one, two, three is available, and I think four might be upcoming. So the first one here in the factory, we can make potions and sodas, and then you know ship them off to the warehouse, or at least I do. I don't really trust people to know where my things are in case they just want to steal things and leave for money. And then there's also the mining factory over from iron. It's over to the right, but there's no window to see it. Um, it's really just an iron mine.
Oh yeah, I can put a little image, like I can put a little
Oh, yeah,
like a video of me flying over it up on screen.
yeah, that too.
Yeah,
I forget they can edit the video. Um, yeah, there's the iron
sorry.
mine, and then a clock tower repairman position is open. It's just really free money for repairing all the iron or the copper around the city in the industrial district, that is. And then the fourth one, which is upcoming, I want people to um, run the coal generator that's being built. It's a blue building.
What do you have to say to people that are worried about expansion and industrialization in the city?
I don't think you should really worry about it because I'm not building more land. It's just that I'm building new buildings to open job positions, and like I said earlier, I'm gonna build a new housing, little in district for people who can't afford more Richville housing or downtown housing. And it's not like I'm running a monopoly. I'm just simply a big guy. I chose the tall option for my character, you know. You know.
what makes your business different for, say, working at Black Mesa or working at the Ants Club or working at CC or ICD?
Well, for one, I don't know how working at CC is. They're very uh, disclosed.
They're very quiet about what
Yeah,
they're
they are
doing
very
over there.
quiet. I've heard some rumors that they actually, you know, discipline their workers harshly, I might say. I will say the ants on
If
their
you recall
pants.
from my previous interview, yes, they seem kind of dodgy about their
Yeah,
workers.
I know there
Uh,
was a scene where it's like,
right.
cut the cameras, cut the
CC's not
cameras.
really the big company I'm talking about. I'm talking more about ICT. I'm talking about other businesses in this like metro area. Like how
I
what
don't,
makes you better than them?
well, I think it's more because I have more hands-on jobs. Like, for example, you're actually moving around, making things with your own hands that you can be proud of. Like, you're actually earning your money instead of just sitting around pressing a button or, like, whatever Ants in My Pants was doing. And also, we treat our workers pretty fairly. Like, we pay them well enough, you know.
Yeah, I believe it. Um, so how on another note, sorry, that's a bad question. How do you feel about colonization of Sky City? I'm talking about the Inlandian society. I'm talking about Sylvanian societies. How do you feel about Sky City colonies?
I think it's great because number one, it means that there's more opportunities to where you can either advertise or work in different places, and you can travel between them and have different cultures and other things.
Would
But
you consider ICD to become a future competitor for you? As they seem to be more expanding than CC, and they seem to be taking over the business, similar to how Fishco did back in the old days.
um, I don't really know too much about them since they're still pretty fresh, and no one tells me anything. I think they're worried that I might, you know, try and take them down, but that's not true. I think it's great to see more upcoming companies. But as long as they do their own thing and don't like, attack me like passive aggressive, then I'm fine with it. I think it's great.
Alright, great. So, uh, is there anything that you want to like clarify or add as we're reaching closer to the end of this interview?
I think I've already clarified anything, but some few points I want to make sure you understand is I'm not trying to take over the city or any other places with my industrialization. I'm simply trying to open more jobs for more people who don't want to enter into politics or have their own business and be crazed into money and decision making. And uh, I don't know what else to say. I'm not running a monopoly or anything. Some of the points were made in this video, so I guess I'm done. Any more
Is
questions?
that it? Yeah, so how do you feel about, Maki's absence? Who do you think should take over the metro area?
I think it's pretty sad that Maki is leaving, but he has his reasons. Like he might just be taking a break, or he might have just gotten tired of the amazing life that is Super Server or Sky City. Sometimes people just want to settle down, and there's not really a good place to do that here, because it's mainly politics and money and businesses. But I feel like someone that Maki should trust should take over what he had if his absence is for a while.
Who would you trust to lead the server?
Well, it would have been Maki, but he left. Um, I would say Elite, but people don't really like him very much. And recently he has had a few, let's say, incidents. Like, for example, I was there when during the stopping of a war. Basically, he had named himself the Soviet Union or the KGB, and I just had him rename it to industrialist because he just seemed to follow in where I was going. But he's in Falls End at the moment, so I don't think he's really doing the industrialist thing. It's okay though.
That actually follows my next question about the KGB. How do you feel about them, obviously, carrying on your Soviet name into like their image? How do you feel about like the continuation
Um,
of the Soviet Union?
well, hold on. Let me think for a second. Well, I think it's great that they want to carry on a tradition that might not be very upholded. But I will say it would be a dangerous game since people don't really have a good image. Since the my Soviet Union used to not have a very good name. Number one, because of well, incidents that may have happened, which did happen. Let me clarify. And let's see. They're not really. I don't really worry about them too much. They can do their own thing, but I think it is great because we need more diversity. We can't just be one city and a few colonies. We need some diversity.
Right. Alright, so that's kind of all I have for you. Is there anything you want to add? Is there anything you want to say? Just like, really, like anything.
Um, hold on. I'm sorry about this, but I'm gonna turn this into an advertisement. Come recruit Will Inc. It's great. It's basically free money. You're not working too hard. It's fun, and eventually we'll have a housing district that's pretty cheap. And I don't know what else to say. I will say though, make sure that you read the laws. I don't want people going around murdering people. Thank you.
Alright, great. Alright guys, make sure to come watch us on Twitch whenever we do streams. Um, Thank you Bruce for taking the time to do this interview with me.
Thank you.
Obviously a lot of people have questions and things that they need to clear up.